Do I start from the top?
Well, I mean, you could just continue on about your adventures with Sora.
Well, yeah, I started the Kingdom Hearts board game, and it is okay. There's two camps here. People either love it or they despise it. Reddit is not kind to the board game. There's in Reddit's defense. So I'm Camp Love. We love love.
Mhm.
We love Kingdom Hearts. Probably.
Mhm.
But Reddit is really
And
coming down hard on the game because
you're talking about our board games, right?
I don't know. It might be our Kingdom Hearts. I'm not sure. I just know I read threads on it before I got the game, and people were like, "This game sucks. There's so many spelling errors," which there are. The game is a little unbalanced, which it is, but it is a lot. It is a lot of fun, and it is good, and it does work out in the end. You just have to know its weakness. You have to know the board game's weakness, and you can like account for it, and it's fine. It's good though. I really enjoyed myself. I won. um, Preach. So no, it's good. Whenever I see you next, it'll have been 2 years in February. But whenever I see you next, we have time, we will play it.
Should you produce? Should you find me in the flesh, in front of thine eyes? Yes, we will. I will just miraculously also have every board game that I own, and we will play all of them.
It'd be so crazy. Did Julie tell you, your sister tell you that I was planning on surprising you? Did this come up?
She has not said a word.
Yeah, it was gonna happen in July. And she just never got back to me in time. So it fell through, but we were planning on surprising you on our way down to Windsor. But it's okay. It didn't work out anyways. It's fine. It was like, oh man, we were really tight for time, but we were like we messaged each other about it and stuff. So it was gonna happen at some point.
You can't message her.
I've learned.
Yeah, it's like it's hard to. Yeah.
She gave me her phone number though, so next time it'll be like a little more organized.
Okay, cool. I can't wait. She loves a surprise.
She loves a surprise. Who doesn't? Who
Right?
doth not?
I'm so tired.
Oh, baby.
I don't know. I don't even know what day it is. It's Monday, I think.
Yeah, it is.
I think we also.
I was gonna say, do you want to hear my search history right now?
Yeah,
I'm trying to pull up the Marvel What If, just to have it in front of me because like I'm a visual person. Trump, Scream 5, Nightmare on Elm Street, Canada to US dollars, Spider-Man No Way Home, Drag Race UK Season 3, Canada housing market. Can you import MP3s into Spotify?
Okay.
That's where I'm at. And then Marvel's
That's your online, like your laptop Google searchings?
that was my last like 15 searches or whatever. Yeah.
Shit, do you know what? Let's venture. Seven Sisters London. Find my phone.
Oh, good one.
How to slow roast a large chicken. Gorillas street art. Gorillas with a Z. Bulk assign locations in the Square app.
Gosh.
And where are their walks for September 30th in London for Truth and Reconciliation Day?
Preach.
Yeah.
The lives we lead.
Right? So I'm currently slow roasting that chicken.
Nice.
So this is pretty timely. These searches. Let's see here. Sorry. I just got distracted by an article. You know how when you pull up Google or Chrome on your phone and like shows you potential things that might interest you, like news stories?
Of course.
I guess one of the old contestants from Big Brother was arrested for armed robbery, and I am not shocked.
Big oops, silly goofy mood.
Oh well. So just so the listeners at home know, Mercury is in retrograde, or
It is.
or Mercury is retrograde, depending on what kind of grammar you prescribe to. So either way, it will be that way until the 18th. And you're either going to feel like crap or you'll thrive. Thrive in a weird way.
You know, at my old place of work, I used to write when Mercury was in retrograde on the calendar and then use it to excuse my behavior.
You know what? For quick
Toxic.
Reference, somebody, your toxicity levels right now. No. Hey, but in a good, fun Britney Spears kind of toxicity level, or like not System of a Down toxicity.
No, I can't fuck with that.
No. Oh, so just in case anyone wants to know, you can visit ismercuryretrograde.com or ismercuryinretrograde.com. So they bought both the domains just in case, for either grammar hoe.
Yeah, whatever astronomical calendar you prescribe to, we've got you covered.
Yeah. So according to the website, it currently is. It started on the 26th of September and will be ongoing until October 18th. Until then, we will continue to flounder.
Suffer through it.
Be a puddle. Welcome to the Full Volume Podcast.
You are our host.
Oh my God, I almost said G.I. Brent. What is, see?
Harvey Jolie? I like the sound of Harvey Jolie.
Right? It sounds very related to Angelina. Maybe you're an adopted.
Angelina's chain-smoking cousin from Arkansas, Harvey Jolie.
Are there a lot of Harveys in Arkansas? Yep.
I don't know. Oh, is she from Mississippi or Arkansas? Where's Billy Bob Thornton from? I feel like he's from the South. He's got a name Billy Bob.
I've never known the answer to that question. Powers of Google. No.
We almost got the intro out.
Right? I can't pollute my Google search history with those kinds of queries.
Don't worry, I will.
Okay, sweet.
I was
Incognito.
Average there. Oh my God, he's actually from Arkansas. That's
Woo.
wild. I didn't know that either. Oh, but he was married to Angelina Jolie. He wasn't Angelina Jolie's father, which I initially thought.
No, John Boyd is her father.
That's who I meant, John Boyd.
You silly bitch.
Yeah. Welcome to the Full Volume Podcast.
We are barely here. G.I. Jolie.
Harvey Brent.
And today's episode, we're going to be talking about the final episode of What If. The penultimate episode of What If. What if Ultron won? Is that the...
What if G.I. Jolie and Harvey Brent had their shit together? I'd like to watch that episode.
Right. So that'll never happen in this multiverse. There is no multiverse where that is currently occurring. Yeah. So quick recap, and then we'll talk about Drag Race.
Oh yeah, sure. I'm caught up. I can talk about it.
Sweet, me too. Drag Race UK. UK, hun? No, we is not.
We is not. We is gagged.
Oh yeah. Okay, so instead of Ultron being defeated by the Avengers, Ultron wins.
Why?
He is able to create an army that destroys the world.
The world at first.
Yeah. And I'm skipping. I'm skipping terribly, but here's the thing. He is able to obtain the all of the Infinity Stones. He uses the Mind Stone itself because what is it? They already had the Mind Stone to create Vision. So, assuming he won, he is now in the body of the Vision. With the Mind Stone, he uses it to slice and dice. His name is
Thanos
escaping me. Thanos.
in half.
Yeah, and get the Infinity Stones and become all freaking powerful. So powerful, in fact, that he is able to see everything, including the Watcher,
Watcher.
whose voice he hears, which is so it's like a fever dream that I never thought that I wanted to see. Like it was legit frightening for an animated show for him to have that level of awareness. So that's where we'll end that summary and then we'll spoil.
Oh yeah. Well, yeah. So first of all, gagged. Gagged, first of all, that this picked up at the end of last episode because
Mhm.
Ultron showed up at the very end of the last week's episode with What If Thor Were an Only Child, showed up in Vision's body possessing all six Infinity Stones. So this is the first time that we know of that an episode of What If has kind of been sequelized based off a previous episode, which is very cool. Did not expect that. I expected these to all be standalone episodes. And it also made the ending of last week's episode be forgiving because I kind of made a complaint last week that like, they've ended two episodes in a row now with like the Infinity Stones, with like Thanos, zombified Thanos having it, and then Ultron and Vision's body having it. So I was like, oh, it's kind of lame. But no, they have something to say about it. So I'm like, okay, I'll hear you out. Um, and it's important to note too that so like the premise of this episode is that Ultron has basically destroyed the world and then he goes on to destroy the galaxy and then he goes on to try and destroy the multiverse, which is a whole nother level of gaggery, which we'll get into. But the episode really kind of to anchor it, it really is a story about, not only Ultron, but also about Black Widow and Hawkeye, who appear to be the only two remaining heroes that we know of um, on Earth, in this galaxy, and in that particular timeline.
Mhm.
So crazy.
Yeah, everybody is dead in the way that Tony Stark was sort of. Remember that one scene where Scarlet Witch bends his mind to make it seem to him that all of the Avengers were dead?
Hmm.
That's kind of the animated in the same way.
Yeah.
Almost the exact same way where he sees the bodies of all the Avengers around him. Yeah, so everyone got fucked.
Oh yeah. But I
Yeah.
love that like in this what if they are showing that too. It adds
Mhm.
like this like I can't you're gonna have to help me flesh out this thought, but it adds a certain quality that like I gathered from like the old 90s X-Men cartoon where there were so many dystopian episodes of the X-Men where it was either implied they were dead or they would die. And it's like it's giving me that like that multiverse feel, and it's dark and it's like, whoa, this part's messed up. We're thankful this isn't the real timeline, like that's the emotion I expect that they're trying to elicit from us. But yeah, like
Yeah.
you see Iron Man die, you see Captain Marvel die, you see the Guardians of the Galaxy die, and it's implied that Thor dies as well because his hammer's left there and Asgard gets obliterated. So it's dark, but it's good.
hmm hmm And I'm confusing it with scenes from Carnage. Ugh, God, that movie.
It
Anyway,
wasn't good.
well, was the first one good?
I hated the first one, despised
Oh,
it.
then you will love equally the
Ugh.
second.
I saw
But
it.
there's like a yeah,
No, go ahead. I heard there's a stinger at the end. Yeah,
yeah. Sorry, it's just. Do you care if I mention what happens in the end credit sequences?
kind of. Don't.
Okay.
I know something happens Spider-Man related. I'd rather kind of find out myself, but I also did you watch it
Oh,
in
okay.
theaters, girl?
Um, no.
No. Okay, well, we're gonna have to chat later so you can send that along because I too do not want to go to a theater to watch it, but I do want to watch it mostly because of the end credit scene, TBH.
Mhm.
Hold on, when
Yeah,
did it
do
get?
you know what? I love
It,
that vaccine passports are a thing, but I can't be spreading myself so thin.
you know what? I vibe with that. I went to see Shang-Chi in theaters in Michigan. Literally
Mhm.
nobody cared about anything. Like Jason and I had our masks on and our hoods up because we're just like,
We're like 100%. You're like, we're gonna get COVID.
yeah, yeah. Nobody cares. Nobody cares over there. Hello, America. Um, sorry, Venom: Let There Be Carnage though did score significantly better than the first one. I'm surprised. It got a 59% on Rotten Tomatoes. Um, the first one got a 38.
Well,
I hated
you
that
know
first
what?
film.
Yeah.
Oh, it got a 30. Sorry, I was being too kind. It got a 30. The first one got a 30. Second one got a 59.
Ugh. Well, do you know what? No, no,
Not
no,
for you, eh?
no. I don't know that I can do the whole like, the weird voiceover that Carnage has. It's
I
Tom Hardy, but it's like a growling Tom Hardy.
wait. Tom Hardy's voicing Carnage?
No, sorry. Remember in the first film where Venom had a voice
Yeah.
and like he talked to himself a la like Schmeagol.
Yes. Yeah. I
Ugh.
heard there's a big relationship between Tom Hardy and Venom. Oh
Yeah,
dear.
they they may as well be fucking. Like, okay, that's all I'll say because the comic books it still has to review it tomorrow.
Fair.
I'm gonna save those gems, but there's something that is not Spider-Man related,
Okay.
that happens in the end credit sequence where that happens on the television that I will not mention, but I'm confusing it for something multiversal, which I think that they are actually trying to do in this movie in order to tie it all together to the MCU.
Yeah, and that's what I heard, but that's all I want to know about it.
Yeah.
I kind of, and you know what? Like any dummy would figure that too. Like
Yeah.
these post-credit stingers are going to start to, yeah, that's fine. What were we here to talk about again?
What if
What?
Ultron
It
won?
seems to be the only thing we don't talk about on this show, but I love that.
Right? Okay, so the design challenge on Drag Race UK was like not it.
Like, yuck. Electra Fence coming out in that red carpet. That was so bad.
I was worried for like five of them.
Yeah. Charity Case, Vanity Milan. Didn't even like Veronica Green's look, TBH. I don't know why they rated her high, but didn't like her look.
No, I thought she was gonna win. Does she win for the week?
No,
Cool.
Crystal Versace won again. Her
Again.
second 2 episodes, she's 2 for 2, and she's 19. Also, the amount of surgery on her face. Whoa. She's 19. How much work has she done? Had she got done?
A lot plus fillers plus Botox. Whatever.
Botox. Oh my
And
gosh.
you know what's really hilarious too to watch the side interviews. It's like, you know what? This is how I want to look. And I was like, do you know? Okay, cool. But also, when they walked into the workroom, every queen who was already there was like, that's a woman with filters.
And then she gets out of drag and into boy clothes and like, oh no, that's a boy. Oh. Oh.
Yeah,
Yeah.
this boy with filters, the same filters.
Should we stop?
The makeup's flawless.
Oh, she's incredible. Her makeup is incredible. She's
Yeah.
giving me like Michelle Pfeiffer and Catwoman to tie it back to comic book lore for a second.
Let's
Um
get adjacent, shall we? Okay, okay. So,
but no, this sorry, to get back to Ultron to this episode. This okay, I am gagging at this episode. First of all, this was a
yeah.
great episode. Um but yeah, so like Ultron destroys the world, nuclear holocaust, bisects Thanos, no big deal, gets all the Infinity Stones, and then here's the Watcher. And then in a very meta moment, to make a callback to my earlier topic about searching for Scream 5, Ultron notices the Watcher and he doesn't break the fourth wall, but he may as well have. And he basically injects himself into the multiverse and he attacks the Watcher, which I find so interesting. And actually, I'm gonna need you to walk me through this for a second because I can't quite comprehend though, based on our viewing of Loki, I can't quite comprehend how the Infinity Stones are able to matter outside of like how are they able to affect the Watcher, because in Loki the Infinity Stones were used as, paperweights. So did the Bureau of Time like I don't quite understand the level of where like Ultron is so powerful in this, but I'm like, would his Infinity Stones work outside of his universe? I am confusion. I guess they would, because like they were collecting multiple Infinity Stones in Loki. You saw like multiple Power Stones. I think it was the blue one. Power Stone. That's not blue. I can't remember what the blue one is. Mind. It's not Mind.
Mind is yellow.
I can't remember. But you saw a bunch of.
Time is green.
Time is green. Red's power, or red's reality. Purple's power. I don't know. Anyways. I'm just trying to understand how Ultron was able to cause all that havoc outside of his universe. Where's Michael when you need him?
Right? Yeah, this like goes beyond my level of expertise, because it's like, does that then mean that the TVA and Kang the Conqueror are here, and then like the Watchers, who are kind of like adversarial when it comes to the Eternals, so they sit here and then Earth is here? Like I am intrigued about where this is gonna go.
Yeah, I am too. But I was just surprised I'm surprised at the direction this took, just because I didn't expect Ultron to jump out of his universe into the multiverse, which is great. It was awesome, but like, holy doodle.
Like, where does the Watcher sit? Also, we saw the Watcher and all of the Watchers kind of convening in Guardians of the Galaxy. So where are they? Is Kang one of them? Kang the Conqueror? Maybe? I don't know. Oh God. This is how my 15-year-old brain, 14-year-old brain felt when I watched The Matrix. I couldn't quite comprehend it. And once I did, I almost had like an existential crisis.
I hear you.
Yeah.
Also, has The Matrix become like a tome and a symbol of the alt-right? Or am I just like confusing things? Has it?
I fucking hope not. What?
We'll talk about it later. There's some sort of like fundamental misunderstanding about the concept of The Matrix on my behalf, that either I know what it stands for, I understand how deep it is, but I feel like the alt-right have adopted it. Let's get there later though.
The red pill, blue pill meme has been adopted fully.
Yeah, I know.
And yeah, fuck. Ugh.
Anyways, so the Watcher gets attacked.
Oh.
No, go ahead. Yeah, you're right. Black Widow. That was the next thing I was gonna say.
Black Widow and Clint Barton are digging around. I don't know how they come to I can't remember how did they come to the conclusion that they should go to where all of the files are stored in Russia.
Because I know this one. I was paying attention. Because
Harvey
teacher. Because they went to a Hydra base that was first established when S.H.I.E.L.D. was, and apparently that's where Arnim Zola worked at the time. And they knew him to be a prolific scientist, I believe. And so he had his consciousness downloaded there for future reference. Very Matrix, speaking of.
Right? They remove it with Clint's special USB arrow.
Upgrade from the floppy disk arrow, yes.
And then he just sticks it into the eye of one of the Iron Soldiers.
Of Ultron, yeah.
Yeah. I can't remember what they're called. They're supposed to be part of the Iron Army, but now they're one of Ultron Soldiers, so they use the husk and they upload Zola's consciousness into one of those robots, and
Yes.
he becomes he's trouble. So they maim him, they remove his legs, and they just drag him around because Avengers can do anything they want. And where do they go from there?
Well, they realize rather quickly that he can't upload his consciousness to the hive mind because they can't upload Arnim Zola's because Ultron has left the chat. No, he's left the universe. And so they were like, what? Like they are equally as gagged as we are, rightfully so. And so that's kind of where I think they actually leave Scarlet Witch. Like, Clint, Hawkeye, he sacrifices himself so that Black Widow and Zola, the Zolabot, we'll call him, can escape. And then it just cuts to Ultron, battling the Watcher across the different universes, which was such a cool scene. Like every punch was breaking into a new universe, a new timeline. That was really well done. Until the Watcher flees, and then he ends up in the same universe as Doctor Strange Supreme's collapsed universe. And the schadenfreude that this Doctor Strange got from the Watcher getting his ass kicked was, oh, he was living for it. Oh no, did I lose?
Hello there.
Sorry, I lost you for a sec. Keep going. I'm good.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So pretty much he's like, well, hello there, Doctor Strange's. Tentacle Strange. We'll call him Hentai Strange. Holy
Hentai
crap.
Strange.
He still has the back, back limbs.
Yep.
So it seems as though he's going to ask that Doctor Strange for help in defeating Ultron, because here's the thing, they leave the episode open. There's no total conclusion. Like, Ultron's not defeated, he's still pretty powerful.
Yeah. Well, like, okay, and then the end of it, really, episode is Ultron assuming control of the Watcher's observatory. And like that's it. So like next week, do we get a conclusion to this? And also, like, holy crap, what does this mean for the mainline universe? Like, when we get back to live action, like, is this Ultron drama gonna carry over into the mainline? They in theory could.
Yes, they in theory, and it's troubling since we've already dealt with this bullshit.
Yeah, it's crazy to me. So like I have questions, but I feel like this was a really good episode of What If this week. I think this one was the most shocking to me. It was the most high stakes, and not that the other ones needed to be high stakes, but this one just really like grabbed me by the throat as a reviewer and was like, no, this show can be so much more. And like it really, in the universe that Marvel's established, like it sent chills down my spine. This one actually, like, it got me in a great way, and I'm like, this is an incredible episode. So I'm curious to see what next week is going to be, let alone what the next phase of the MCU is going to be, because I never considered Ultron to be a part of the MCU going forward, but in theory, I guess they could use him.
Yeah, and in theory, they could use anybody. The multiverse will be opened up with Spider-Man, and then Doctor Strange will hit, which I'm assuming he will be an attempt to close or mend all of this multiversal madness. It's like a multiverse of confusion for me for now. But yeah, I'm glad that What If has finally reached its potential.
That's the word.
In the last 3 episodes.
And it's not like no disrespect to the show. I thought it was clever after Loki that like you're showing all these possible side stories. I'm like, oh, that's cute. They're giving us scope. But now you're like bringing that show back into what could be happening going forward. Like you're giving this show prominence and saying, look, this could bleed over into the main line MCU, what we're showing you. So be on notice. So I think, yeah, I think this is probably my favorite episode of What If so far. Very, very, it just beat out the zombie episode, which I liked too. But this one is incredible.
Me too. I thought I hated the zombie episode, but turns out I love it a lot. It's dumb, but I love dumb zombies. I feel like, and it reminds me of the conversations we were having during WandaVision, the very premature, apparently, conversations that we were having about mutants coming into the universe and Spider-Man, how they're going to tie in the worlds that Sony owns and the worlds that Fox owns. And I think just in IRL, the way that the different companies are starting to play together in the same sandbox means that we're going to get crossovers, and crossovers that make sense.
Do you okay, well, I see that with Spider-Man, but we were so young back then during our WandaVision days. So young, so hopeful, so starry-eyed. But I never considered, I mean, I guess we probably talked about it because I like to talk about X-Men, but do you think they would bring Fox's other mutants into this universe? I guess now it's possible. Like Quicksilver was always the one that we talked about, but they could bring anybody, for better or for worse.
Mm-hmm. Oh, they could. And I really need for you to see Carnage, because they use the M word, which is not supposed to be used.
And they used it in a Sony film.
Yes. So that's the thing with me, is that like this whole they're now, instead of seeing each other as competitive, knowing that they can work together with the properties that they own, they can now own, or they can now have money kind of coming out of their ears if they just let each company come over, have a play date. Like, hey, we said the word mutant in Carnage. That means that we will allow, like, come on over, Fox. Bring your mutants.
It's a weird time to be bringing this conversation, because this isn't the only type of do-goodery that's happening between companies right now. It's a really big conversation right now in the gaming community as well. Microsoft's Xbox and Nintendo have been playing nice, and they've been playing so nice that Microsoft, who owns Banjo-Kazooie, is giving that property back to Nintendo to release on Switch Online. And that's a huge moment, because Banjo-Kazooie was basically a Nintendo game, developed externally, not by Nintendo, but everybody associates it with Nintendo. And so Microsoft is allowing Nintendo to put that on their legacy service, their streaming service online. So it's funny watching these companies, whether it's Fox and Disney and Sony or Nintendo and Microsoft, get these opportunities to collaborate. Like, you're right, they don't have to be competitors. Don't be so anti-consumer. Give people what they want, and they will invest in it,
Oh yeah, because here's the thing. Your Spider-Man movie made with Sony is only going to be made better with the addition of Doctor Strange from Marvel Disney. Your Carnage film is only going to be made better by the addition of mutants from the Fox universe. Like, it's just better if we all play together. And with that being said, I am going to just cut the head off of this damn snake, because we're going to start talking about other shit if we don't.
Yes, we do that.
So we have one more episode left, and we promise it'll be on time. Maybe.
No, we don't.
Do you know what? No, we don't. Okay. I mean, you can catch all of the other previous episodes on www.comicbooksyndicate.com. You can listen on Spotify, Apple iTunes, pretty much wherever you listen to podcasts. Just search Full Volume Podcast or the Comic Book Syndicate Network. You'll find this show and all of the other shows that the Comic Book Syndicate does. And I have been your host, G.I. Jolie.
I have been your other host, Harvey Brent.
And until next time, keep it loud.
Keep it at full volume.
Bye.